house of a mermaid. To know more, you have to come inside. We're still waiting for some of our guests, and then you would be getting all the glimpse and the video of our launch. So stay tuned, and you have to join us inside. Mahajan, the curator and founder. This is Neha Pant, one of the writers, and some more writers celebrated. So we will update you, and we will give you all the details and more video. So stay tuned.
पढ़े भी रहा है, ग्रुप्स रहे हैं, बहुत सारे राइटर्स they came together and they showed their solidarity also for or against certain issues and for bigger causes also. लेकिन दिल्ली में ये चीज़ नहीं हुआ है अभी तक. मतलब पूरा हिस्ट्री अगर आप देखेंगे तो medieval period में गालिब का वो that was a different time, a different age. उसके बाद जो है ऐसा कुछ नहीं दिल्ली. तो इसलिए that's why I think Mona Lisa's initiative, her honest endeavor, the kind of effort which she has made is something unique.
Yeah, and I truly love this particular for Aniconic Cosmic Dancer. Now in this we've got like 25 poems. 25 in the contents. I remember 22. So, but so many different people to collect them from all over the country, and get all of those things together in a book.
It's a Herculean task.
It's a very big task.
It's a very huge task, definitely.
And most of the writers are based out of Delhi. That's why whenever I plan something, it becomes difficult. People would come and join but ultimately my goal is to do that only, to form a community and bring them into light, because there are many unheard voices and they need to be reached out there, and publishers are actually not listening to their voices if you see how the commercial publishers are doing. So that's why I call myself contemporary, because I'm trying to be a different person altogether as a publisher also.
You are, of course, counts. Yeah, definitely. And since we don't see so many people doing this thing, I should use that phrase, so many people. Very few, very, very few people, they are actually trying to do something.
I personally have anywhere across India, but I mean, I have got my poetry published in international journals, to speak honestly. This is the first time. My name is Neha Pant, and I mean, 2 of my poems have been published in international poetry journals, but in India I haven't yet found. I mean, this is the first place which is authentic, which I found authentic, where I have published something. So it's really nice, and it's a very good feeling to actually hold the book in your hand, because I have published in international publications, but those are not books that I hold in my hand. Now this is the first time you get them.
You are one of the contributors.
Yeah, she's one of the contributors. So mostly they are doing digitally, that's why you don't get the paperback. Yeah. So Manisha ji, anything you would like to say? The scenario, publishing and everything.
Well, I'm really honored to be having this launch here at the Teal Room. And as for Mona Lisa, I think what everybody is talking about, I think that's really true. In fact, last time also when we had talked about this, and the day I had done the book, the launch here of the Teal Room, there were many people who wanted to write, but they did not have any bandwidth, first of all, to understand that how to go about it, how to publish a book, and exactly what topics are there to write. So right now what Chrysanthemum Chronicles is doing, I think it's filling in that gap, and it is very, very much required in this scene. I myself have published a book, and that's a few years ago, I didn't know which publisher to look for. Everybody was asking for so much of money. You know, they write that okay, Amazon publishes everything, you know, all the big names. But when you go to them, you realize that okay, for promotion it is this much, for the cost it's this much, and obviously you are a newbie, so you don't want to spend that money. You don't want to spend that money, and also you have no guidance, so to say. That's what I feel, and I think you're doing a wonderful job. And I'm so glad that the 2 book launches are happening here. Thank you.
Editor of this book, so I'm just getting.
This is an amazing collection, I should say. Amazing in certain ways, like first of all, I think I should mention one very important fact about this anthology. It comprises stories written by 16 female authors. So in a way, it's an all-woman kind of an anthology, which is very rare these days. I mean, there are so many anthologies. Even I have been part of some anthologies, but those anthologies had both women and men and all that. So that is a very important thing, because it brings to the fore a different kind of spirit, which is very important. You can term it as the basic fundamental feminine kind of spirit. That essence is very much here, and it's so kaleidoscopic in a way, because there is no monotony in that spirit. The way it has been, the stories have been written, make them so variegated, so dappled, so pied in their overall making. Like some of the stories articulate the kind of genuine aggression, the kind of genuine anger, wrath, which women may have in a male-dominated, patriarchal kind of society. And they may have to, and there are so many women, and we read stories like that every day, almost every day, that many women have to put up with thing, is very much here in many stories. But apart from that, that is a very basic thing, which is, that's the underlying spirit. But apart from that, there is so much variety in plot, themes, treatment, underpinnings, everything. I mean, in all aspects. So that's why I think this collection, this anthology, is unique. And all the 16 stories are so engaging, even to the stories we pen, read or narrate to one another are quite like streams flowing across diverse terrains of life, inherently and indispensably connected by the broad features of their making. More often than not, these stories depict slices of life in an array of situational contexts, experienced, observed, or imagined, with a measure of relatability and evocativeness that the reading gentry finds engrossing in different ways and to varying extents. Association, their conformity to the roots to which they belong. I mean, in that way, of course, and that's why that particular story, your story, is not only different, but it gives a different dimension. It lends a different dimension to this anthology. Actually, her story, I read it, I think 5-6 times. Apart from doing my job as an editor,
because I was
I went through
planning
it.
to send
many
the story
times.
when one of our another senior editor, Nandita Deni Chatterjee,
she suggested me ki why you are not giving a story, you should give one. So I said, oh, I don't have anything related to the songs of a mermaid theme. So she said, we are all going in a way symbolic, which is not, like in a literal sense. So you must be having something. So I was just writing down the story and it was at the end of it. So I thought, let's go ahead and give it. And when sir read it, sir said, okay, thumbs up, it's good to go. So then he did the editing. So mine was placed at the end.
So can I ask a question here?
Yeah.
What's the exact meaning of Songs of the Moment? Like, what do you mean by it?
Ma'am, what can I say as an editor? I mean, I don't know, but I may have a different explanation. I think mermaid, the term mermaid, signifies freedom of spirit also. I mean, and even that longing to be free, that longing to be independent. So it's in that way, I think, that this term mermaid is very significant, very pertinent here. I mean, because all the stories actually either celebrate or describe in graphic details that longing to be free.
To be free. So
Also that we are all almost like mermaids in a way that we are disguising ourselves. Sometimes women go through many things, but they disguise themselves and then they are settling in the mundanity of life. So it's a sea. We are, all like, that's why it's Songs of a Mermaid. So that's why how I conceptualized it, and then the writers wrote for it. All the stories are unique.
So, okay.
And it was once used by this term mermaid for freedom, independence of women, was probably used by Sylvia Plath also. In one of her poems, she used it.
She's used many things.
So many other phrases also, like glass ball. She made it very popular, but she used this term also in that sense only. So that's why.
So my next question would be to you: what exactly freedom? What does freedom mean to you?
Well, different concepts are there, but freedom is something. For me, it would be like if I'm able to do what I love to do, and if I'm not getting bound into any boundaries, I'm able to express myself the way I want, which luckily, and it's a blessing, I'm able to do that. So for me, it's a freedom, and it could be anything, through creative mode, through many other modes. So people try to express themselves, but through writing, you are able to express yourself more. The feelings are more deeper. What is said is actually more. It could be shown more in words if you are not able to say it. So that's how I guess writers also, I would say that's how they do. But one more thing I've read somewhere, I don't recall who wrote it, but they say that you are never writing a fiction because you always leave a part of yourself whenever you're writing a story. So there was no fiction ever born. So I guess somewhere you might resonate, you might feel that there's a reality, and that's finding that sense of reality, I would say, would be a freedom. So if some of the stories can actually make people that these stories are like somewhere touching our heart, or maybe I know someone who has gone through this, so that thing is sorted, like you have reached a reader's heart, so maybe they might also feel this sense of freedom. Many such concepts are there in my mind. I plan to bring out slowly one by one. So I think we should also do the Aniconic Cosmic Dancer. I think Neha Pant, you should read your poem from the book. Then I'll read.
Yeah, definitely.
You also share the story of how
I'd say it was a stroke of serendipity in a way because I had just written this poem and I was wondering where should I publish it? Should I go ahead and put it on my Medium page, or I also write on a particular website called prose.com. So should I go and put it over there, or should I actually try and submit it somewhere where it gets a permanent sort of home? So that way I started searching, and I had this thing Shiva in my mind. So poetry for Shiva is what I actually put in Google, and somehow Chrysanthemum Chronicles submission call was the first thing that kind of popped up. there on Google, and it was this kind of divine connection. So I thought, okay, let's because this is an editor's call, and they've called for poetry. Let me try and submit my poem there and see whether it actually gets published or not. So I wasn't sure whether it's actually going to get selected. When Mona Lisa got back with saying I'm really pleased to let you know that your poem has been selected for the anthology, I was like so happy, super happy. But then also I kept my fingers crossed. I was like, till the time it actually kind of comes out, I'm not going to tell anyone.
And I think the wait got longer because of many things, but luckily the book has finally come out. I think you should read your poem.
So my poem is called Nad, the Cosmic Sound of Creation. Now, in my thought, and I'm a very big Shiva devotee, so I personally think that everything has actually come out from his Damru, the sound of the Damru. That's the point of origin of everything in this world, and I think everything that is which is animate or inanimate, whether we are living or breathing, or whether this is chair or table that we are seeing, everything is Shiva, and everything has come out from that word Om, or that sound of that Damru. So the first words of my poem start like this: Dum 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 dum, thus rolled the drum, and for all cosmic creation it became the fulcrum. That which is seen and that which is not, everything vibrates to this tune and rhythm. The neutron, the proton, the electron, even the atom vibrate in decorum to form a perfect system. The cosmic sound is eternal, it's omnipresent too, in the notes of the cymbal, the piano, even the damrukam. The damrukam is a South Indian word for the damru. Life is dance on this cosmic sound, so when the dance ends, the body is lifeless, a corpse you will never hear from. While you still live, have you ever mulled how you formed as a body, a compact quantum? Did the twitch of your brow, the lift of your finger, or her puckered smile become the muse for your romanticism? When your hair is at its ends, to what does it point? And why the sound in her snore, that haggard belden? When you close your eyes and you feel your breath, does the nad of the cosmos arouse any mysticism? Your every atom dances to the sound of this cosmos. When you know, you don't know. Why not, till then, just be a devout pilgrim?
Wonderful. Talking about the primordial sound.
Yeah.
That comes from that one.
Yeah, and everything is made from it, everything is connected to it. When you will get to understand that you are that, and when that oneness will come in, we don't know. Till then we can just, be devout pilgrims of this life, of this journey called life, and live every day as it comes.
You must जो एक over जो generic जो था वो stream जो था तो he went against that. That's why I think that is something very important really. And your poem is of course very good. Very nice poem. Yes. Very amazing.
So I actually kind of tried to introduce I think concepts of physics also in this, because I've been a science student also. So and personally, I mean it's like I personally think that whenever you are writing anything, it's something which kind of comes to you. It just comes to you and you have to write it down.
Yes.
It's not something that you're thinking and writing. It's something that's coming down to you. You got something at that point in time. If you don't write it, then you will forget it.
So I think
Congratulations.
this is the book launch we are having today of the two of the books. Here are the books.
One is on the back side.
सभी लोग पता है।
This is a beautiful, beautiful book.
Happy feeling on the auspicious day of Saptami. Thank you Deepak K. Chaudhary sir. Thank you Nandita Deni Chatterjee, who is the editor of this book, The Aniconic Cosmic Dancer. I feel privileged. Thank you Anupama Jain for being part of this journey. You have written for this book, Songs of a Mermaid. I feel deeply honored. Thank you Neha for joining today. Thank you Manisha ji
Thank
for
you.
allowing me to do the event here.
And all of us are.
Yeah,
of course,
everybody.
Thankful to
Thankful to
you.
you.
Yeah, thankful to you.
Thank you, and to my sweet soul sister Sakshi. She's always there with me.
But this could not, ये wishing house नहीं launch करा होता तो.
Yeah, that is
So,
true.
This is something all
Yeah.
because of you.
This is one of my
But your
favorite
contribution
anthologies
is also very
because
It will be there.
I wrote and I kind of forgot. The stories also that I've written for this one is a very realistic story. I liked it a lot, but then things happened. But when the book, I am not carrying my copy. When I received my copy, I was firstly, it is, to hold this book, it is such a beautiful book. The quality or the,
Yeah.
the cover,
The cover, the page
picture.
quality.
I am very proud to be associated with this. Very, very proud. Time permitting and universe willing, I would like to be part of many more projects of yours. But it is such a, a proud feeling to be part of this anthology.
And many thanks to all the writers, because I think this video will be watched later. So all of the writers, 16 from this, women writers, and 22 poets from this one. Thanks to all of you. And it's really unfortunate that you could not join, but all of us are missing you today. So watch the video and enjoy this book launch. I'm sure you will support us. So we just had our launch and we had great fun. Now Anupama Jain, she's one of the writers from this book, Songs of a Mermaid, is going to read few lines from her story. So AJ, the stage is yours.
Hi MJ, thank you. Thank you for this fabulous launch. Thank you for this wonderful book. Thank you Deepak sir for editing it so flawlessly. I am extremely happy and proud to be a part of this wonderful book. It feels so good to hold. It's like holding a baby. I'm going to read a little bit from my book. It's called A Doctor's Dilemma. You could say I'm a role model of sorts. You see, the men I have dated on and off have labeled me as a non-conformist and untamably rebellious spirit. The more charitable have called me sensitive and a passionate seeker of pleasures. I think of myself to be fiercely independent woman who likes to live by her own rules. I also happen to tick all the right boxes for an upwardly mobile career woman. Blue chip education, great work profile, with a mandatory stint abroad and a residential address in the hippest part of the town. But the gushing world doesn't know the terrible dark secrets that I hold close in my splendid bosom. That's my cross to bear. I may fool the world spectacularly, but how can I quieten my constantly carping inner voice? So, I, Dr. Mrinalini, the most sought after internal medicine specialist, often work till I drop, hoping fatigue will numb my biting conscience. No, it doesn't help. I also run around the park, punch, swim till my lungs are ready to collapse. There is simply no escape from this inner guide that tells me who truly I am, making you run in circles, aren't I? To make you understand my predicament better, I have to start from the very beginning. I'm an orphan. I was found discarded near a dump with a Ganesha pendant in a black thread around my slender neck. So my religion at my birth was quite obvious, but no one knew who birthed me. Was I the result of an unprotected night of wild passion? Was I the unwanted burden, a girl born in the place of a cherished family name bearing son? Too many unanswered questions. I guess that's more to it. I hope you read this, pick this book, read the stories that are there, and let us know how you like it.
Thank you. Please hold.
Look at this beautiful festive hamper from Chrysanthemum Chronicles. Wonderful marks plus these fabulous books. Look at the feel. One, two, and my book. Because I'm one of the authors. It's beautiful.
My mom is also right.
This is our festive combo book pack only for 999. The link will be shared. You can grab your boxes and you can gift them to your loved ones during this festival season.